Hello everyone on YouTube, welcome back to another video. This is Jordan here, bringing you another video. Now, this video, I've decided to do this video to make you aware about these cheap generic Chinese keyboards. And now they've got a new tactic. RockJam released the rj461 keyboard, which is the successor to the 761. As far as I know, it seems to be a new keyboard. But there is a problem. On a normal keyboard like that from Yamaha and Casio, when they want to use an artist's music, say like Yamaha using a song from Elton John particularly gives Yamaha the permission to use the song, if you know what I mean. And in some cases they may even sponsor the actual keyboard. But in this case, one of the demo songs on that keyboard is Let It Go from the hit Disney film Frozen. And as far as I know, RockJam did not have any permission to use the song. So in other words, they violated a copyright law. Now, it is important to understand that if you're manufacturing a keyboard and you want to use a specific artist's song, like say you want to use Candle in the Wind, you have to get permission from the artist and pay royalties. And that's what Yamaha and Casio do. And other keyboard manufacturers as well. However, this is not the case with RockJam. For those who don't know what RockJam is a cheap Chinese no-name manufacturing keyboard that, well, most of their keyboards aren't that good to begin with. And this is the reason I don't buy their products. So, I'm encouraging everyone who sees this keyboard to please avoid buying it. Now, normally when I buy a keyboard, specifically a keyboard like this one, in the cheap Chinese range, I always thoroughly check the demo songs to make sure that all the songs are in the public domain, like they have been on many other cheap keyboards. But in RockJam's case, none of the songs are public domain. Well, most of them are, but that one particular song isn't. And to give you an idea, the Let It Go song, Disney still owns the right to that song. And of course, Idina Menzel, who played Elsa in Frozen. If you haven't seen Frozen yet, I recommend you do, but I'm not telling you what's going on in the film, because otherwise I'd be revealing spoilers. So, what can you do? Well, my advice is, if you find the keyboard on Amazon, let them know about it. And, sorry about that was just my Mac going off. Next thing you want to do is contact the person who you're reporting on behalf of. I don't know too much about copyright infringement and how you can report it, so none of this might necessarily be true. Someone in the comments might be able to help me out. But if I was the artist whose song was being used without my permission on a keyboard, I would report the offending product because it violates copyright and some of the material is my work if they were using my material. But in this case, RockJam has unlawfully used Disney's material without their permission. So I would avoid buying that keyboard at all costs. A better alternative to the RockJam rj761 the 461 would be their rj361, which was released in 2018. While I don't like RockJam per se, the rj361 does contain all the songs that are public domain. So in other words, no copyright violations. That is a safe keyboard to buy. The other keyboard you can get is the Alesis Harmony and Melody series. The Harmony and Melody 61 and the Harmony and Melody, I believe they've got a 49 key version or a 32, I'm not entirely sure. But you can get those. And be mindful when it comes to keyboards. I mean, in the keyboard business, using an artist's material, generally, if it's a well-known brand, you can know that they've been given permission from the artist to use the song. I mean, if you look at the PSR, which keyboard is it now? The PSR E303 manual, it does contain a copyright notice and who owns one of the demo songs. So in this case, Elton John and Disney, because Can You Feel the Love Tonight. But as far as I know, these Rock Jam manuals don't have the notices on them. So you're generally not getting the know-how that they were given the permission to use the song. Other companies would put this on the manual to let you know that they've been given permission to use the song, not Rock Jam. Luckily, I haven't purchased the keyboard myself, but I have just seen the keyboard, so I would advise not buying the keyboard at all, and consider going for reputable keyboard brands. On top of that, Rock Jam's website, my browser has reported it as malicious, so I wouldn't recommend going on their site either. And the app, sometimes you'll be given a free download code for an app on either the App Store or the Google Play Store. The majority of the times, it's not available on that store. However, it is available on Huawei's app gallery. So, what do you do in this situation? If you've unknowingly purchased the keyboard, return the keyboard. I'm not joking. You'd be doing the artist a favour if you buy a keyboard that's knowingly not using that's knowingly not that the artist of a certain song on that keyboard hasn't given permission to use. Stick with Yamaha or Casio if you can, because most of the time an artist will happily let the keyboard manufacturer, in Yamaha and Casio's case, use their material, because it'll be good marketing for them. Now, while the Rock Jam rj461 would have been a good marketing for Frozen, as I said before, Rock Jam didn't have any permission to use the song at all. So that's the main issue. Now, I have another strategy while you can follow while buying a keyboard. If you can test the keyboard before purchase, go through all the songs, make sure there are no songs that you don't understand, make sure there are no songs that violate certain laws, then the keyboard is alright. But if there is a violation, then put it back on the shelf and buy a different keyboard. This specifically applies to cheap Chinese brands. In fact, I generally recommend going for well-liked models. Like, of course, Yamaha and Casio. But Bontempi isn't a bad brand. Even though they've not been making keyboards for a while, they're still quite good. Bontempi is an Italian brand. Probably one of the best brands when it comes to musical instruments. And you've also got Medelli. While Medelli is a Chinese brand, Medelli is a mainstream brand. And artists will happily sponsor Medelli because it's a well-known brand. Medelli makes other musical gear besides keyboards. They do drum kits and all sorts. But Rock Jam, like many other cheap brands, are generally non-certified keyboard manufacturers. And when you're a non-certified keyboard manufacturer, you can't use songs like My Heart Will Go On or in this case, Frozen. Rock Jam had no permission to use that. Anyway, if there's any other keyboards you know that violate these sort of laws, let me know. I'd love to hear about it. If there's any other keyboards you know people should be staying away from, let me know in the comments and we'll discuss about it. I'll be happy to discuss with you any concerns you may have regarding keyboards like that. Like I said, I'm always careful when I'm shopping for keyboards. So,
Pause. Stop.
This is Jordan signing off saying have a good day everyone.